imagine my parents weren't thrilled when I told them that instead of college, I'd be going to hair school. It took some time, but eventually they started to warm up to the idea. But I noticed something. Whenever I was with my father and someone asked me what I do for a living, and I'd say, I'm a hairstylist. Without missing a beat, he'd say, oh, but she's not just a hairstylist. And then he would proceed to tell them that I own my own business, and I travel the country, and I teach on stage at hair shows. And I like to think that he's just proud of my accomplishments. But it was hard not to get stuck on that phrase, just a hairstylist. As if the fact that it doesn't require a degree means that my job, my career, my passion is somehow not enough. There's something that my father doesn't understand. My job is not about cutting hair. And I cut a lot of hair. I mean, that's what I do every day. My first job in the industry was at Great Clips. At Great Clips, they encourage you not to build a clientele. They say you can go to anybody, we all cut the same. But there were these two twin boys, identical twins but couldn't be more different, both autistic. And one of them would only see me. He was nonverbal, but I know how he felt about me because as I would cut his hair, he would rest his little head right here on me. And I'd just reach around and cut, and then move, let him settle in again, do some more cuts. Great Clips also times their hairstylists. We're supposed to cut in an average of 14.5 minutes. But with that little boy, it wasn't about the timing. It was about the fact that in a world that does not cater to neurodivergent people, that little boy trusted me, and his parents trusted me. That same Great Clips happened to be down the street from my childhood best friend's home. She and I were inseparable through elementary and middle school, but we went to different high schools and we grew apart. So by the time her wedding day came, I was invited, but I wasn't in it. I worked that morning, and who should walk into Great Clips but her father? And I got to cut his hair that day. We're close again. We will be for the rest of our lives. And she's since expressed regret that I wasn't one of her bridesmaids. And I said, but I was still part of your wedding. When your father walked you down the aisle, that was my haircut that I did. I have since done my little sister's wedding hair and her entire bridal party, which I will never attempt to do again. A few weeks ago, while you were all crushing it at your speech competitions, I was doing another friend's hair for her wedding. See, being the wedding stylist is a very unique way to be part of someone's special day. Now, these memories are heartwarming, but some are bittersweet. My grandfather never really made a point of getting to know his grandkids. He just wasn't touchy-feely like that. But the last few years of his life, I was at his apartment once a month to cut his hair. The irony is, to him, I think I really was just a hairstylist because his dementia was so advanced, he didn't know I was his granddaughter. I was just the lady who showed up with the dog to cut his hair. And he loved my dog. I like to picture them up in heaven, sitting on the couch, watching the History Channel together. Even though he and I never had a meaningful conversation in his entire life, when he passed away, I knew that I was a meaningful part of his life. See, what I do, it's not about touching hair. It's about touching hearts and touching lives. These are the situations that I'm aware of. I hope that there are many more that